Alrighty, as promised, we're gonna go through and rank every single Sly Cooper episode from worst to best. Now, I'm using worst in quotations as I like all these levels for what they are, but there are just some I prefer more than others, and let's get the disclaimers out of the way. This, of course, is a personal opinion tier list. What I might like is something you might not like, and I am not gonna be including the police headquarters because it's a tutorial world. It lets you get the basics of the game. But with that being said, I'm glad y'all enjoyed the series, but now let's go on through and rank every Sly Cooper episode in Sly 1, The Thievius Raccoonus, from worst to best. Now, before everybody comes and hates me, let me explain why I find this level to be the worst. And like I said earlier in the disclaimer, worst doesn't mean it's absolutely terrible. It's just there are other worlds in this game that I prefer more. So let's start out with a lot of downsides for me, and a lot of other people feel this way, is the farther you go in this game, mini games take place more and more, and it's like Cooper. You're all about the parkour, using your thieving abilities, and don't get me wrong, the Krakatoa volcano is a cool place to be, and there's a lot of build up. However, it's a real shame that there's only 2, maybe 3 parkour sections in this level. Granted, this level has one of the best in the game, which is leading up right before Clockwork's boss fight. I think it's really well done, and it's a skill check that tests your ability as a player. But the biggest hype of the level is Clockwork overall, and you can tell because he is essentially a 3-phase boss fight. Now, in this level, you get to play a majority of the time as the van. We'll make it its own little thing, Murray in the van. As you spend 2 levels in the van at the beginning, and then you can bonk the lava creatures around for the TVs, which is kind of funny watching them go around like that. But then you can play as a hacking minigame with Bentley, which is pretty cool. And for some reason, I remember it being a lot more difficult, but that was like 8-year-old me struggling with everything. And after that, you have the section where you free Carmelita, and you have to essentially do another turret minigame, which is a shame, as I feel like they could have done a lot more with this level. But not the absolute worst in the entire series. That goes to Rumble Down Under. But number 5 on the list, unfortunately, has to go to the Cold Heart of Hate, even though Clockwork's boss fight is amazing. Now, let's move on to number 4. Now, Tides of Terror for a lot of people is in their top 3, but for me it's more of a number 4 spot as it's an introductory world. The environment I'm okay with. I've never really been a fan of coastal and rainy environments, but I like what they did with it. I like how you get that sense of something's not right as you can look out into the distance and you see shipwrecks. You're like, oh, how many people have been here before me? And it makes you wonder how dangerous the road in for the Cooper gang was. Now, with that being said, a lot of the guards in this area are pretty unique. They're all water-based, which I find funny. You have beavers, walruses, squids, crabs, that one odd squid thing in that one level. And then you got Sir Raleigh, who's a frog in rainy weather because frogs like rainy weather, which I just find that a little bit funny. The level design in this world is really good, actually. You feel like you are going through a machine, you feel like you're in the shipwreck, and you feel isolated at the same time, especially into the machine where you got all the furnaces around you. It's all clanky, it's loud. You are in a literal machine. You're in the storm machine. You're in the eye of the storm where everything's apparently calm, and it feels that way. And there's some other memorable levels, such as Gunboat Graveyard, where you can even see what looks like old World War planes, old bomber planes, just chilling at the bottom of this that Sir Raleigh either sunk or shot down with his storm machine. And then you got High Class Heist, which for me is always memorable just because of the environment and the loot in it. But with that being said, overall a good introductory level. Not my favorite, but it's certainly better than Cold Heart of Hate. With that being said, let's move into number 3. This one might surprise a lot of people. Now, I do not know why, but Vicious Voodoo is a world that has grown on me over the years going back. Before, I would have put Vicious Voodoo in number 4, but now growing up as an adult, it's grown on me. It is a level that has grown on me. And it's a level that's known for being pretty difficult, which it is. There's no easy way around it. It's a very difficult level, as you got the chicken mission and the piranha mission, which going back and playing them as an adult, they're pretty fucking fun. And one little detail, which I don't know if y'all noticed, is on the piranhas, the more piranhas you get, the faster the banjo is. I don't know why, but I just found that funny. That's what it seemed like. Now, I really love the environment of this world. You feel alone and isolated, much like Sir Raleigh, but this one is more yucky. You actually feel like you're in a swamp. I mean, one of the levels is a mosquito, or not levels, guards, because Ian's tired. That's why. Guards, mosquitoes, beavers, some turtle thingy, and a giant snake. All the guards fit the area, and you got that one weird Bigfoot thing that's covered in swamp grass. I do not know the name of that to save my life still. However, I love how this level and worlds are done, using the trees, the branches, the vines as your way to get around. And I know this level has quite a bit of minigames. It has 3 to my knowledge: the chicken mission, the piranha mission, and then the one where you're on the little boat with the cart shooting the projectiles, which I actually like. I like that level. I like that level a lot. It's grown on me, as you can go through and you're going through her mysterious vicious voodoo gumbo machine. And it's a nice little challenge. It's definitely a change of pace. And it makes you learn the mechanics of the game and in quick succession. However, the most infamous part of this level is Miss Ruby's boss fight. It is not just a simple rhythm-based game, which, as many of people who have played this, the music is offbeat compared to the original, because on the Sly Cooper collection, when it was imported over to be able to run on PS3 consoles and whatnot, Ms. Ruby's boss fight got changed, and the music's offbeat slightly. That's why in my episode of going through the boss fight, you hear me mashing the buttons, because it's offbeat. It messes with you subconsciously. Outside of that, a really spooky world that I thoroughly enjoy. I love how the environment's used for your rail walk, ninja spire jumps. Everything just feels voodoo-y. And I like that. It's grown on me. It was a very good environment that was done well. Not much more to say. It is a good level, and it's right in the middle of the road. It's your average level, but it has its moments where it shines. But let's move on to number 2, which, if y'all know me, I love the snow, and y'all know what's next. Now, I know I'm very original putting Fire in the Sky at number 2, but there's a lot of reasons why I enjoy this level over the others. One of the biggest is being the intro level, and it feels like you're actually climbing the mountain. It sets the tone for who the Panda King is, and it's in that snowy environment. I love the snow, and it sets it very well. I mean, he's a panda in the snow, and he's up in the mountains, and there's fireworks, which I think is pretty cool. I like how his guards are also attained to the area. Like most guards in all of the games, they're based upon the region and the different animals in the region. And the level design is really what sells this for me, along with the music. Panda King's boss fight is, let's be honest, he's a pushover, but we'll get to that later. The biggest level that sticks out to me is the Flaming Temple of Flame, where you are in an old training grounds, and it is amazing. It's amazing how you can see there's a training grounds, and there's a lot of guards in that area. You can see the monkeys using the nunchucks up on the little sticks. You can hit the gong, and you use the invisibility very well. And there's a lot of verticality in this, and it's verticality done well, as you feel like you're climbing the structures, much like how in the intro level you climb the mountain to get to the Panda King, you are climbing these structures to get to the treasure keys. Outside of the 3 minigames being another turret section, a floating cart that shoots explosives, and the easiest racing section in the game for some reason, mainly due to the AI always slipping up on the ice, the level's amazing. Now, the best banger out of all of this is Flame Fu from the Panda King. I mean, like, listen to this. His boss fight he's a pushover. He telegraphs everything, but the music makes it better, and it's very displayful. He displays his moves as if he's proud in them. He's proud in his firework technique and wants to send you to your doom with the beauty. He is very proud of it, and I like that about the Panda King. However, there is one level, or I guess you could say episode, that stands above all of the rest. And if anybody has played a Sly Cooper game, you know what's coming up. Now, what more do I need to say about Sunset Snake Eyes that has not already been said? This is easily one of the best episodes out of the entire Sly Cooper series. Nearly every single level in this is memorable, such as Back Alley Heist, Rocky Start, Boneyard Casino, Two to Tango, Mugshot's boss fight. Everything in this is memorable, from the environment to the guards to the music. And this is one of the very few episodes where if I'm writing a report at work, I will have Back Alley Heist playing in the background so I can type up my reports. The guards in this are amazing. I love the bulldogs, the ones with the Tommy guns, the ones that throw cards, the one that literally just has a giant wooden plank that tries to bonk you, and then you have an actual normal dog, and then you have the one with the ball and chain. Everything about this is memorable, and as somebody who has just recently been to Las Vegas, it fits that deserty vibe well, it fits that casino vibe well, and they did their research with the flashing lights. And the level design is so cool in this. I love it how in Back Alley Heist you feel like you're in a back alley. There's graffiti everywhere. In Boneyard Casino you feel like you're in an actual casino. You're on top of casino tables, and to even get clue bottles you have to pull a hook on a casino machine. And Two to Tango, you feel like you're up there in the city rooftops. Everything is beautiful, especially where you're on the very top of Mugshot's roof when you have to climb up his neon sign to get a key. Everything about this level is beautiful, and his boss fight is actually pretty damn difficult. I actually struggled with it going through, and once I got the hang of it, it was alright. But, oh lord, and Mugshot's personality though too, y'all. He is a very good character. He is easily a top 3 character, only topped by those like Dimitri. God almighty, y'all. If y'all haven't played Sunset Snake Eyes with the Sly Cooper game, I recommend y'all do. You will love Sunset Snake Eyes. You will love it to death. And with that being said, Sunset Snake Eyes marks number 1 of my favorite episode in Sly 1, The Thievius Raccoonus. Don't forget, if y'all enjoyed this series, don't forget to follow and subscribe. I also stream on my off days, twitchtv.com/x1844. And I'd love to see some new faces. So don't forget to subscribe to become a SEAL baby. Check out my Twitch. And I'll see all y'all in the next one.